Hi, it's me, Kate, Doctor to you internationally. I'm linguist, founder of Lingua and Lingua Plus. A couple of weeks ago, I had a debate. A debate with an actor in Hollywood who's Native American speaker who's now embarking on a journey speaking Spanish, potentially accent Spanish. And the debate was around our voices and how our voice can change from language to language. And this guy, being a first-time learner of foreign languages, was convinced that he must transfer his American voice, the way how he sounds in English, to Spanish. And he was saying, like, look at Javier Bardem or Michael Fassbender. When they switch between languages, they speak in the same voice. Yes and no. I mean, Javier Bardem, we love Javier Bardem so much, but still you're looking at him and you know that it's a Spanish speaker trying to speak English. So if you want to speak a foreign language or languages fluently, naturally, and also I would say finding mm, slightly different versions of yourself in that language, then you need to accept that your voice will change. It's a normal thing. It's okay. Maybe you even won't like that version of your voice first. It's okay. But when we think with you about languages like Spanish to Mandarin or like from English to Japanese, we'll notice that across all these languages, pitch shifts, rhythm also changes, right? And the personality, well, language alter ego, may feel slightly different, right? So, first of all, if we think about this shift, why this happens, right? Mm, I've talked a lot about this, that pronunciation or accent reduction happens not only due to our active listening, yeah, received pronunciation, but also due to our muscles, yeah, muscle training, muscle adaptation. And when we are babies, when we are born, we're so flexible that we can pronounce all the sounds from the entire world, all the languages. But the more we get kind of immersed in a particular language, the more we get trained, our muscles get trained, and then our ears and brain in particular way of speaking, right? And receiving the information, or let's say distinguishing sounds. So, what is important that every language on this planet has a slightly different, well, set of muscles that native speakers use, well, in your mouth, in your throat, in your face, right? There's so many muscles in the face. And of course, vocal cords, right? Because vocal cords are connected to the sound system, which means, for instance, Mandarin has tonal precision. You have so many tones. It means that there is this control of a pitch, right? Because if you make a mistake in the pitch, ciao, it's another word, another meaning. But then if we take Spanish, Spanish is more fluid and the rhythm is really fast. Yeah, so there is energy that goes up. Moreover, apart from this physical parts, let's say physical components that you can definitely develop. So it's not just set in stone, you can train it. It's a muscle, right? It's a muscle and then it's an ear in your brain. Apart from that, of course, we have cultural norms, right? And every language has those rules. Sometimes, they're unspoken. So it could be, mm, minimal emotion or maximum emotion, gestures, no gestures, right? Expressiveness or lack of it. And then, of course, when we talk about those cultural norms, we switch to emotions and our personality, or let's say the shift between our personalities, the way how we behave, how we express ourselves across languages, also changes. How? Because we get attuned to those local cultural norms and the way how we are supposed to express our emotions or react to those emotions in new language. So what happens is that I'd say in British English, you must be. I'm saying I'm not even saying should, you must be, let's say, more reserved, right? At the same time, well, maybe in American, you must be bolder, right? Less than polite, so more straightforward. Then that's what's interesting because again, it influences your voice. I've noticed while training, yeah, this acting and film in Hollywood that my British would be a quieter voice, more academic voice, more, well, the voice of reason and all. And then switching and like learn to switch to American, being bolder. I've been learning that, say, on stage and also back in time with investors in New York, that you need to be loud. And I've been kind of struggling to imagine myself being loud in English. However, if I start comparing it maybe a bit to Italian and Spanish, then I say, okay, maybe I get it. Of course, so when you are learning how to attune, let's say, your emotional facade to a particular language, right? So you also learn how to change, say, your body language, right? Because it's not only your voice, it's also, yeah, mimic, like how your face changes, how you react with your face with all these muscles. And you may even get this accent, yeah, on your face, like emotional accent. And then, of course, while you're working with that, you go deeper into language alter ego, your personality in another language. And then what may happen that you'll find in a particular language, you feel more confident, not just because of the vocabulary, just because culture helps you to be more confident. And another one, maybe you feel more casual. And it's also fine. But again, it influences your voice. Therefore, if you feel that right now maybe you're at the beginning of journey like of learning your second third language and there maybe you're not sure how your voice changes or maybe you don't like how your voice sounds, it's okay. I mean, a lot of us don't like how our sound or like how our voice sounds, or like the sound of our voice, even like let's say when we're singing, but it's okay. It's just like it's let's say expression of your whole yourself across languages, right? So what you may do, you may play with that a bit. Like, daily tips, right? Um, Listen to native speech, right? Mimic it. Try to copy pitch, rhythm, tone, right? Without analyzing it. Just try it out. Record yourself, right? See a comparison, how you sound in your, let's say, first most fluent language and how you sound in that language. And what's the context, right? And then I strongly recommend warm-ups. Singers do it, actors do it. It helps you to work with your voice and your vocal cords, right? And they're explorers. You can go higher in your pitch, in your timbre, right? In your timbre, or you can go lower. But try not to stay in the same one because if you stay in the same range, especially if languages are different, what may happen is that you won't be able to pronounce certain sounds correctly in the new language. You may come across culturally inappropriate because this is the way how your voice here sounds, say, in your native language. So you need here to adjust. And then well, I would say that I'm not saying that it may damage your vocal cords or anything, but if you're going to use wrong muscles to pronounce certain sounds, um, then it may affect you, yeah, in the future. I've been talking about this like vocal fries, and other, let's say, tense points, notes in our throat when we speak or when we sing may actually impact our health in years. Therefore, if we think about it, if we know that certain sounds are pronounced by using certain muscles, try to find those muscles. If you feel that, if you need to say, oh my God, yeah, go in there. So you can feel it somewhere, here in your throat, and then you can switch like, oh my gosh, yeah, go and, a bit, let's say, closer to your lips. Um, do it. Just learn the anatomy. Train your muscles, train your ear, play around, and then see what happens. And then maybe I'll see you acting up somewhere, or maybe recording a YouTube video in your target language. Well, that's all. If you like this video, if you found these tips useful, subscribe, like, and I'll see you in new videos. Bye.